How did you cope with prison, Nick? Because it can break the toughest of men. Did you have that mental toughness when you're inside to get through those hard times when you're in there?
Well, I must have done because I'm here. You know what I mean? But what I always thought was, to be fair, when I was younger, because I was the naughty one, my mother would always be saying, "You're gonna land up in jail, boy. You need to mind yourself. You're gonna land up in jail if you don't behave yourself," which is right. If you don't behave yourself, you're gonna end up getting put away. So subconsciously, I'll be honest, subconsciously, I always thought to myself, you know what? If I'm gonna end up going there, I need to be ready for there. So mentally, and that might sound strange, but if you know that you're doing things that might risk you going inside, there's got to be a part of you that understands that you might end up inside.
Was that a hard time for your mother when you were in, Nick?
Yeah, it broke her heart, and that's probably the hardest bit of it for me, was having to think, oh, I hope my mum's not worried about me. I hope that, because at the end of the day, I'd say to anybody, the worst thing must be behind that wall, because once you're behind that wall, that's it, you're gone. You know what I mean? Just think about it. You don't count. When you go to jail, you do not count. You're not part of society anymore. You're not even alive, mate. You know what I mean? You're not even alive. Go to the hospital, what will you get? Aspirin water. Break your leg, what will you get? Aspirin water. Get slashed, what will you get? Aspirin water.
Is that the hardest time of your life?
No. I think, no, that one, no, because at the end of the day,
you got through it, didn't you? Nick?
Yeah. We're young lads, aren't we? You know what I mean?
Test you, but I take it back then.
It tested, yeah. It tested, because what you've got to do is you've got to get out. It's about getting out. When you go in, your sole thing is to get out.
Yeah.
Now, you've got two choices. You can risk yourself staying in there even longer and longer and longer. And also, how you react to certain situations determines whether you get out on time or whether you continually get time. I was in a situation where I was in, been in a couple of situations where it could have been serious, actually, at that time. But fortunately, I got out of it. You know what I mean? In jail, they used to fight, and they were vicious. Well, you know yourself, the guys would be walking around with, and I'd be thinking, why has he got a bloody bit of sellotape on his fucking fingers and that?
Huh.
And he's got two blades in it and that between
Did you
the
see
match.
a lot of that, Nick?
Yeah. So I saw Saul's. Listen, I saw him licking people in the head with PP9s in a pillow. Bang. You know, pool balls in the sock. Bang. You know what I mean? Pieces of wood. Bang. Listen, there's some bad guys in there. I remember there was some bad guys in there, young kids, and they were looking to make their mark and this, that, and the other. And they'd be cracking heads. They'd be bussing up people. They'd be slashing people. People would be doing that bit where they boil up the water, put the sugar in, bang, try and melt your face off and all that business. And I was paranoid anyway, you know what I mean? When I say paranoid, I was paranoid anyway, so I was always aware. I'd always be aware, thinking, you know, something. And I had a good group of lads. We had a good group of lads together that we'd watch each other's back to a degree, because we were getting moved about that much that you'd not settle. But you'd end up in strange ways, ended up in Liverpool, and you know what? Strange ways, Walton, Durham, Armley, Hull, you know, all the major dispersal jails and that. And when I think about it, at my age and that, there's plenty of people done much worse than me and had much harder time. But when I think of my own little thing, and I think, fucking hell, I'll tell you what, I would out of order that. You know what I mean? They were wrong, you know what I mean? And they sent me to a few places where they already had the guy there ready to fight me. And when yeah, because I got 2.5 years and they sent me to 13 different jails.
Wow, 13 different jails?
Yeah. Because well, I'd go to places and that, and sometimes I'd have scraps with a lad on there or maybe the boy or something like that, and I'd be like, I'm here to go home, mate. I don't want to Baron. I don't want to be don't be involved in that. Just leave me. And then
pure survival mode, isn't it? Fucking
yeah. And then I'd be like, why is he now sort of like got a bit of an attitude towards me, and he's got his chest out a bit, and when I'm supposed to get this, I'm getting it late, and when I'm supposed to get that, I'm not getting it at all. And I'm like, hang on a minute, are you taking the fuck out of me? Because I've said I'm not going to get involved in that, and I just fucking bang him. You know what I mean? That's it. Simple as that. You know, we'd have a fight. Thankfully, I'd come out on top. I've always turned around and said, it's an old Jamaican thing. You can't wrong and strong. You understand?
Like that, man.
You can't wrong and strong. If you're right, you'll get might. If you're wrong, you can't be strong. And thankfully, when in there, I was all right. I was all right. And I'm not saying it like a bad man or a hard man, because when I think of it now, I still think to myself, fucking hell, you did well to get out of there, to be fair, in one piece.